Being a Pinterest manager has helped me grow my income month after month. It's the first income source that has reliably taken off for me. And in today's video, I am going to show you how you can get into freelancing yourself. The first thing I recommend when you're getting started is to just start small. Running someone's account was kind of a big thing, at least it was to me. So I decided to start small by just creating pins for people and then sending them off to them to pin. I still offer this service on the side, but it is not nearly as popular as my Pinterest management as a whole. You could do pin creation like me. You could do a Pinterest audit and you could audit their entire Pinterest account. You could do a brand for their Pinterest account and create board covers and things like that. The options are really endless. I started this way because I didn't really feel comfortable with something as big as taking on someone's account, especially because I didn't have any experience. This is also a great way to get started taking recommendations. Starting out with a smaller service that has a smaller price tag can help you get started in the business and get experience. And if those clients that you took on like what you did, you can ask them for a review, and those recommendations will help you book higher paying clients in the future. You also want to make sure that you show proof that you know what you're doing, which you can do by getting those recommendations from smaller paying clients. I did it that way, and I was able to use those reviews from that other service to help me get my first clients for my bigger Pinterest management service as a whole. You could also use your own Pinterest to show stats. Show your last 30-day stats. Show how many followers you have. Show your best top 3 pins and how many views that they've gotten on Pinterest. Show the actual page views to your blog. Whatever it is that you need to show people that you know what you're doing and that they can trust you when they hire you on as a Pinterest manager. Because that's really what you're doing here, is you're just trying to get people to trust you so that they know that they're not wasting their money and that you're actually good at the service that you're selling. And you can put those stats on a sales page because you are going to need one of those as well. The sales page is where you are going to send all of your potential clients before they hire you. So you want to make sure that it's good. Let's take a look at my sales page and I can show you what I've included, and you can take some of the stuff for your own sales page if you like. Now, I looked at a bunch of different sales pages before I created mine, so it is going to have everything that you are going to need in a sales page. So first things first, you want to make sure that you have a work with me section on your website. Mine is easily accessible on the top bar of my website. So no matter what page you go to, you are going to see this little top bar here so that you know if you come from my blog post or if you come to my homepage, you are going to see that I have services that you can purchase. You want to make sure that your work with me is easily accessible and visible everywhere on your website so that people can come to your website on any page and they will see that you have services available. And a good place to have it is the top bar right here. So I currently offer 2 services and advertising slots, but we are going to be looking at my Pinterest management services since that is my most requested service. Now, when you start your service page, you don't just want to jump right into the prices. You want to kind of treat your sales page as if it's a blog post, because some people might not even realize why they need your services. They might not realize what you offer, and you kind of want to warm them up to your services, let them know what it is. So the first thing that I did was explain why they would even want my services. Talking about a couple pain points that they might have, that, Pinterest brings me the most traffic and it's free, so it's awesome. It's a great tool to use. And I understand that creating pins can be draining. So we've hit a few pain points. We've explained to them very, very briefly why Pinterest is good to start. And I have a table of contents here. So if people want to skip to a certain part, like what I offer, because they already know that they want to hire me, they have the ability to do that. Next, I've mentioned why you should hire out Pinterest creation. Running a blogging business is hard. I love Pinterest. I've spent years perfecting my strategy, so I know what works. That's why you'd want to hire it out, and specifically hire me because I know what works. Fresh pins are important, so you want to make sure you get a ton of pins. These are some things that you want to add to not only tell them why they should want the service, but why specifically they should hire you for this service. Next, I am talking about the different packages that I offer. So I always like to offer a range of different packages and prices so that people can come to me for a small amount of pins or a bigger amount of pins depending on what they want. I've offered Pinterest management flat rate $120 for all the things that go behind the scenes of Pinterest, creating the descriptions, my time, because you do want to charge for your time, doing analytics, analysis, everything like that. So I explain all of that in here, and then I do 85 cents a pin. So that way it's very, very customizable. So if you want to do 1 pin a day, you can do 1 pin a day. You want to do 2, you want to do 5, however many you want to do for the month, it is 85 cents a pin. I also have additional add-ons that you can have. Now, when I am doing my pricing, I make everything as clear as humanly possible because I do not want someone to come to my site and think they're getting one thing and they're actually getting another. When you are doing freelancing, it's just between you and the client. So you have to make sure that you and the client know exactly what is expected of the other person. I know that I had something done once. I had a custom piece made for my friend for a gift, and I was told it's $40. So I thought, okay, cool, that's amazing. $40 is the flat rate, that's all I'm paying. It turns out she came back after the customization was done, and I owed her $200 for the customization of this piece. I almost didn't end up paying her because I wasn't expecting to be out $240 for something that I wasn't even going to be using. So that was a huge sticker shock for me, and somebody else might have pulled out. So you don't want to tell someone one thing, expect that they know the other thing, and then pull out a $200 price tag a week after they've already given you the $40. That is something that we don't want to happen because we don't want to be wasting our time and we don't want to waste their time. And another reason that I lay out my prices so clearly is so that people who want this service don't have to wonder what they're going to be getting into. If you tell them that they have to email you to find out the prices of it, chances are they are not going to do that. Because one, it might be awkward for them to tell you, no, I can't afford this service once they find out how much it is. They might ghost you and you might never know because they just decided, oh, that's way too awkward. I don't want to tell her I can't afford that. And on top of it, for you, that is going to be a lot of work because every email that comes through, you're going to have to quote them the same price. And I find that people trust you a lot more when they see the prices because they know you're not charging one person more and another person less. So next, you want to include a way to contact you. So I have a how to request your service at the end because this way they can go through the whole sales page. They can make sure they know exactly what they are going to be getting, and then you can tell them to request a service at the end. However, you may have noticed that up here I have another section that tells you if you'd like to request my services, you can go here. This is in roughly like the middle of the page. And I think that is a good place to have your email. You want to have multiple ways for people to contact you on the page. Because that way, if they decide halfway through, oh, I want to contact this person, they can see that your email is right there. You don't want to make your potential clients fight and hunt to find a way to contact you because they might eventually just give up if it's too hard to find your email or a way to contact you. One of the best things that I have done is add a contact form into my site. That way people don't even have to leave the page to contact me. Because let's be real, life is busy and the internet is distracting. You want to make it as easy as possible for your client to contact you. And if they have to leave and go to a second page for their email and type in your whole email and then type out a message, they might not do it. Having a contact form right on your site is a perfect way to get those quick emails out. And the last thing I have on my page is client reviews and Pinterest results. I have a review here from one of my friends who I created pins for her. So this is for my service that isn't pin management, it's just pin creation. I have another client here who's mentioned something about Pinterest management, and then I have my results as well. If you don't have any clients yet and the best thing that you can do is doing your pin results, that's fine. As long as you have some sort of results that show you know exactly what you're doing, that is kind of the most important part. But then once you do get clients and you do get reviews, make sure that you update this because the more reviews you have, the better chance you have at getting more clients. Reviews are important because it's like going to Amazon and buying a product that has absolutely 0 reviews. You're likely to not buy that product because you don't even know if it's any good. If you want to check out my page and you want to see everything that I have on here, I will leave a link down below in the description. Next, I want to talk about pricing your service. Now, this one is a little bit hard for me to give you a hard and fast rule on exactly what you should be charging because our skill levels are going to be so different. I've had this service for a year now and I've raised my prices once and I'm happy where they're at now. So here are a few things that I did to determine how much you should be charging. The first thing I did was look at other creators and see what they were charging. I looked at their stats, their skill levels, and what they were offering. This will help give you a good look on what's possible to charge for the service. I have one friend who's charging $400 a month for her to manage your account. So you can really make a lot of money doing this. But of course, you need to have the skill level in order to be able to charge that much. So look around and get an idea of what others are charging. When you're looking at these services, you also want to think about how much you are actually willing to pay. I did this when I was looking to start my first services. I figured, what am I willing to pay for what I'm offering, knowing my skill level? If someone gave me this exact quote, would I be happy with that price or would it be sticker shock? Chances are, if you're just getting started out, you're probably lowballing yourself because in the beginning, we all do it. The important thing to remember here is don't be charging way too little for your time. When we get started out freelancing, a lot of us are too scared to set the prices too high because we're worried that no one is going to want to buy it. I know I really had this fear when I first started. I could not believe when I raised my prices that I was still getting clients. And in fact, I actually got more clients when I raised my prices. So you wanna make sure that you are not only charging for the pin creation itself, but you're also charging for your time. That's why I have 85 cents a pin, but I also have 120 for pin management because a lot of that is just simply for the amount of time that it takes to run a Pinterest account. One way you can really see how much you're charging is to time yourself. How much time does it take you to finish a week of Pinterest management? Now, look at the prices that you've come up with and base that on how much you are going to be making per hour. Since most 9-to-5 jobs pay us by the hour, this is a good way to quantify how much you're actually charging for your time. And if you don't want to charge a flat rate like I'm doing, you could also use this method to charge by the hour that you work as well. Once you have all of that out of the way, we can actually get to getting clients. Because starting the sales page and finding the prices is just the back end work that you have to do before you even get started with the clients. Now you have to actually attract your first client. My first few clients were friends who had heard about my services through Twitter or me just telling them that I was starting them. Twitter is pretty much where all of my clients came from to start. But now my clients are coming from YouTube. So those are a few ways that you can get noticed by promoting on social media, networking through friends, or through content with either blog posts or YouTube videos. I think creating and sharing content around Pinterest is the best way to get started with clients and the best way to keep them coming in. I did not expect my YouTube to blow up regarding Pinterest, and I really didn't expect to get many of my clients this way, but now that I look at it, it makes sense. When you write a blog post or a YouTube video surrounding your topic, and you may not even be talking about Pinterest management, you might just be talking about your Pinterest strategies that have worked for you, people are going to start to trust you more first. And that's what you need if you want people to buy products from you or give you money in any way. By writing a blog post, you are giving them free, valuable information first and gaining their trust. You're likely showing the results of your own Pinterest stats and giving strategies to them that are working for them as well. And by that point, when they get to the sales page, they're already sold. So write some blog posts surrounding that topic and mention your services when you can. But don't be too pushy about it. Just mention it in a way that flows and you're going to start to see the clients coming in. Now that's all great and everything, but once you actually get the clients, what the heck do you do? So like I said, I like to be crystal clear when I'm talking to and signing on clients so that they know exactly what they're getting and I know exactly what they're expecting. I want to make sure that there are no surprises whatsoever when I am talking to a client. After I talk to someone and they decide to sign me on, I send them an invite to collaborate on a Google Docs contract that I have written up. It has everything laid out in it with what I'm offering, the prices, and everything that I need from them in terms of brand colors, fonts, passwords, everything like that. I send them an invite to collaborate on it, they fill it out, and then I send them an invoice. And if you'd like to use this method, I actually have a copy that you can download for free in the description bar down below. All you have to do is sign in your email and I can send it over to you. So that's one option that you can do, but some people prefer to have something a little bit simpler than that. I had one girl sign into my account for a month just to test out pin creation from somebody else. And all she asked for was my username and password to get into my account, and that was it. I personally didn't like that way. I think it's way too oversimplified. I think there's way too many things that can go wrong that way. There's definitely a lot of miscommunication that could have happened in terms of the way that I wanted my pins designed or anything like that. And I don't think that you have enough information if all you have is my Pinterest account, but that is a way that you can do that if that's something that you like. Here are some things that you might want to ask for when you are signing on a brand new client for your Pinterest management services. I ask for their Pinterest password to log into their account, any fonts and colors that they might be using, and I also ask them to sign me on as a user for their Google Analytics. That way I can see what blog posts are doing well for the week. So if you don't know, when someone adds you on as a user, that means that you can log into your account and you can switch to their account and see all of the things that they've given you access to. I really like to do this so that I can see how your blog is doing and if it's growing with my help. Another thing I also ask them for is their PayPal email so that once they're done, I can easily send them an invoice. I personally like to go the invoice route because I think it is way more professional and easy to send them an invoice. But you can also just have them send you the money via PayPal or what other payment methods you want to use. Getting started with Pinterest management can be hard, but once you get started, you can make a lot of money doing this. And if you want to learn more about Pinterest management, check out this video right here. And make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Bye!